All right, welcome to another episode of Smack Talking Raw. I did not hit the intro this time, running a little late. So we are going to just start live, Ron. Sorry, buddy. I messed it up.
The first question is all right, well let's do this then. Let's clean this up. So my rant has changed for what it's normally going to be into I'm having a rant on you.
I'll take it, buddy. I'll take it. Anytime.
All right, cool.
Let's rock and roll, baby. So, again, I'm Pinky. We got Rostradamus in the house. Welcome back. I don't like it when I don't see you when we have wrestling events. Then I feel like we haven't talked. We haven't like broken it down. And I
feel that, bro. The wife and I, we had our fifth wedding anniversary this weekend, and she got a nice little rock on her finger to commemorate that we're in a new era of our life. So she won crown jewel herself, and just so grateful to be here with you. Our Broncos 4-2, and being 4-2, we could easily be 6-0, but for now we'll take being 4-2. And grateful for that. We got the New York Giants coming in this upcoming Sunday at the D House. So we gotta put it down. They got the running back. I forget what his name is because he's just all of a sudden became a Scattaboo. Yeah, they've got Scattaboo coming in that thinks that he's going to do some things, but he's going to get to meet and see what the irresistible force is really about. He's going to sit and incomplete. On your feet, off your feet, all that stuff. We're going to do it all. So
Orange Crush, baby. It's on.
Yes, we are. Today I'm displaying my cutoff shirt from WrestleMania 25 where I was at. I actually have the real one where it's not cut off, but this is I'm just chilling outfit. And this is my WrestleMania hat from WrestleMania 28 where I saw John Cena and The Rock fight live for the first time, which was supposed to be once in a lifetime, but we got it twice. So there's that. To everybody that's watching the show of Smack Talking Raw, we want to say thank you. We had our highest viewership that we've ever had on our show last week. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you got friends that are wrestling fans, parents that are wrestling fans, kids that are wrestling fans, or what have you, we keep it mostly PG. Sometimes it gets R but never X, you know what I'm saying? We're not going DX style. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get the word out. We are professional wrestling fans just like all of y'all, and at the end of the day we just want to really comment about what's going on in the wrestling world from a world wrestling entertainment standpoint mostly, and we get that information as best as possible. So hit them with it, Pinky. What's going on with it?
Oh buddy, man, where do we want to start? I mean, Raw was crazy last night, so we probably we'll hold that one to the end. Okay. A lot of good stuff. That's the headliner for the show. We got to talk about Crown Jewel, man, and I got us some graphics from the show to hang out. Let's see. There we go. How's that look?
It doesn't yet. Okay, there we go. Yes.
All right. Let's we will throw our ones to the air. We will enjoy our tribal chief. Him and Bronson Reed got down. They got down, brother. First of all, before we break down each match, I got to say, WrestlePalooza is probably so bad that Crown Jewel made WrestlePalooza even worse. Because everything about Crown Jewel was just awesome. It was great. I was totally just enjoying wrestling. And that just made me go and what is it that we just watched? That was awful.
I think that Triple H and the crew, they needed to know that. They needed to hear that, and they're hearing it enough from the IWC to where they're really realizing that, you know what, we can't just put out crap and expect for people to come and watch the show. It's finally taking notice. So yeah, very well stated, friend.
I'm hopefully we're starting to change direction, because Crown Jewel was great. I loved every minute of it. Lots of good stuff. We'll kind of talk through it. But we had Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight. Not exactly sure what an Australian street fight is, how it's different than any other street fight, but we had it. They had stop signs. They had rugby balls, which Roman can't throw or shit.
Right. That's why it's an Australian rules match, man, because they want to give you a disadvantage. So, yeah.
They had a cricket bat, all types of stuff. Anytime you have those matches, they are a lot of fun. I also thought like the pacing of the match was really good, between what was on the outside, what was on the inside of the ring. You had, some visitors come down to the ring and get involved, and I thought everything just worked so well. I thought they did a great job, producing this match. What were your thoughts?
Well, my high sign is first of all, they gave the Vision the rub, which is a great thing. So Bronson Reed, that was my pick. We'll go over that at the end of this, but Bronson Reed was my pick. I'm like, if you're going to have a group that's supposed to be dominant, you got to start having them be dominant. They can't be in-betweeners. They can't be 50-50 book. They have to be dominant for a while. So to see him beat Roman Reigns, and even though there was outside interference, which was to be expected inside of this match,
right,
the quality of the match that Bronson Reed was able to hold in there and hang in there with the Tribal Chief, that spoke a lot to me. So good match. Not great, not going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame anytime soon, although there may be one match that we talk about later that may be in the WWE Hall of Fame later on down the line. But this particular match was a good match. Really good match.
Really good match. I enjoyed everything. I like Bronson Reed. I do enjoy him a lot. So I like that. This is the moment that my mind, like, a lot of stuff happened in that match. This is the moment that is pierced into my brain.
Yes.
Jey Uso going to spear, I believe he's going to spear Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker gets out of the way, and he hits Roman right through a table, which led to Bronson Reed with the tsunami. Oh, man. When he hits that tsunami, it just can't help but laugh and go, that's what I'd look like, too.
I'm not staying at the top rope. I'm just immediately just coming off and putting poundage on you for sure.
There's no hesitation. It's up and down.
And how he controls himself not to eliminate somebody permanently from it, I have no idea, but it's a beautiful thing to watch. It's like
you can kind of see his knees hit first. If you slow it down, his knees hit first, and then he's able to kind of get over. There's still some, like, you feel it. You definitely feel it, but he does do a decent job of protecting his other performers in the ring with him. So this was, and again, as we look at it, that's the other thing that's just pierced into my mind. And that's what's great about it, right? Showing the power of the Vision standing over Roman Reigns, cleaning house. You've got Paul Heyman over here just like in shock.
Right. And he's looking at Roman, and he has that still love for Roman, which is one of the things that I picked up on. And as well as before, well, we'll talk about Monday night when we talk about Monday night. So just remind me to draw reference to how Paul Heyman is interacting with all of these main event guys that he's had getting destroyed by the Vision. So that's something that I think is a Easter egg that's coming up in the future, is that maybe Braun and Bronson go on their own and leave Paul Heyman. They do him in too. And then Paul brings those guys back together, Seth and Roman and blah, 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 blah. But it's all a hoots because Seth Rollins will again screw Roman over. And then that'll lead to them having a feud coming up down the line. So that's something that I'm thinking about. Like, this whole thing is a ruse.
Okay.
See, my mind goes into the real deal of what would be awesome, right? They do this whole thing to where Braun Breaker spears Seth Rollins and gets tsunamied by Bronson Reed, and then he comes back and he's like, Roman, it'll never be over, Roman. You know, that sort of thing. So,
right, that would be great, no doubt. All right, so this is crazy to think about. Well, first of all, let's just talk about how beautiful these ladies are. We had Tiffany Stratton, who's the women's champion, and also our girl, the Dark Angel, La Primera, going together. We don't have to go too high. We just right there. Dude, their outfits were great. So you've got the Dark Angel, right?
Yeah.
And then I didn't have a close up of Tiffany. Tiffany's outfit has crosses all over it.
That's right.
She had a cross necklace. She's got a cross. You can kind of see it. I don't know if I can get it on the screen, but she's got it right there, right here, right there. I'm not even sharing the right screen no more.
That's all I'm talking about. Like, I don't know what that's turning into, but it's getting a little bit vulgar, my friend.
Yeah, as you can see, Tiffany Stratton's got a cross right there.
Of course she does.
You know, just protecting herself from all evil, as you got to do. As you got to do. Would you believe? Well, let me ask you this: do you think this was a pretty good match overall from both of these ladies?
Overall, yes. I think that Tiffany Stratton isn't the caliber of wrestler that Stephanie Vaquer is, and she stepped up to the table because nobody's really challenged her on that level because she's been fighting big girls. So with Nia Jax and Jade Cargill, she has to carry the match as the Speedy Gonzalez, whereas Stephanie Vaquer, she's the elite performer in WWE in the women's division. I don't think that any woman in WWE right now is as quality as Stephanie Vaquer.
Oh, don't forget about Io. Io's right there on that level.
Io took a L when she fought against Stephanie.
I mean, come on now. Come on.
Let's be real.
They had to do that. They had to. But it'll come back around.
You send
Io's on her level.
You send me one picture, and now all of a sudden you're an Io Sky fan. What is happening there, bro?
No, Io's on that level of wrestler. She is one of the top wrestlers in the world right now. Io Sky, Stephanie Vaquer, they're in that same group.
Well, Stephanie has been the first wrestler ever in the same year to win 4 titles in a year. She won the NXT title. She won the North American title. She won the Women's Championship, and she won the Crown Jewel Championship, all in the same calendar year.
Now
no person has ever done that.
We count in Crown Jewel Championship like they get to keep it.
It's a belt. You know what I mean? Not what I mean.
They're gonna package that. They're gonna package that thing and send it back to Saudi. They don't get to keep that.
That belt is ridiculous too. It is way too big. It goes from your ankles all the way up to your neck.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Like when they put it on, it's uncomfortable. They needed to bling it out for sure. The bling is awesome, but they needed to make it the same side as regular belts. That way, it's easier. It looks better. When she's got that, when Stephanie had the belt on, it was like, oh, that's just like it's coming up to her boobs.
Right.
This doesn't look good. So
yeah, it's not a good look for sure.
For a pretty good match, this was the shortest match on the card. It was only a 10-minute match. So surprisingly enough,
I think that Triple H and the team wanted to really protect Tiffany Stratton. Because Tiff is one of those champions that you don't know what you're going to get from her. She's got the prettiest moonsault ever, and inside the ring, she can be kind of cool and everything like that. But she is no Io Sky. She's no Stephanie Vaquer. She's no Rhea Ripley. She's no Nikki Bella.
Bianca.
She's no Bianca. No, definitely not a Bianca Belair. I forgot about Bianca. She's been off TV so long, I felt like she retired or something. Yeah, Bianca Belair. Where are you at?
Well, Was this not the best devil's kiss ever? Look at the height she got on that. I mean, that's just textbook devil's kiss.
There's a couple of devil's kisses that I'll send to you like in private that you'll see that'll be better, and you'll be like, okay, I was tripping when I saw this devil kiss. There's something about NXT camera work versus main roster camera work that's just different.
Well, it's because Booker knows how to work it. He's like, hey, you got to get over here. You got to be ready. It's going to happen right there. Booker knows what he's doing.
He's even got the fans saying it. That's what's crazy is the announcer's gotten the crowd hyped about a wrestler. That's awesome. Awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah, this was a pretty good match. It was short, but the right person won. And
I thought everything was great. Every time Stephanie really shows like her passion for wrestling when they interviewed her like right after the match, you could just feel that passion. I love it. Like that just makes me love her even more. The fact that like she loves what she's doing. You know, I don't know if Tiffany really started out thinking she was going to be a wrestler, but she became a wrestler and she's pretty good after only 4 years. She's doing great. Stephanie, like, this is her dream since she was a kid, and she's made it happen
and she got turned down. And she got turned down a couple times and had to go make her way so she could come back to WWE. So yeah, kudos to Stephanie Vaquer. Good job.
Speaking of Rhea Ripley, the Annihilator. Well, no, that's Nia. Never mind. What's Rhea Ripley called? Why am I drawing a blank?
She's the Eradicator.
Eradicator. I knew it was one of those caters, so I had it. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. What did you feel about this one, Ron?
Well, the team that I picked to win didn't, which messes up the whole storyline going forward. And from that standpoint, then it was totally predictable. You know, at the same time, the hometown girl comes out and does things, and her and Io are the best of buddies and everything like that. So it was a nice, warm felt moment. I didn't really watch this match very much because I just wasn't that interested in it, honestly.
Well, I enjoyed the heck out of it. It was really fun. I do like that Rhea's got Rio, and she's got Rio written out on her cheek that you can see. Kabuki Warriors were great. This was a really fun match. The hometown girl had to win. She had to win. It's Rhea Ripley. What your thoughts were make complete sense. But I also think they're moving to Kairi Sane getting into a feud, breaking away from Asuka. That's everything that they're laying down. That's the story they're trying to tell. They're trying to show Asuka treating Kairi Sane wrong, treating Io Sky wrong. And then, she's going to have to, Kairi Sane's going to step up and beat her ass. It's going to happen. That's the story they're trying to get to. This is part of that, story, which I'm hoping they'll get Rhea and Io out of this vortex, get them back into the main event scene. Unless they want to do like Rhea and Io versus Charlotte and Alexa, I'm down for that. Like, let's go.
That would be an incredible match. Let's
go. Let's make it happen. If you don't want to do that, then it's time to kind of get these girls out of this. Just a good moonsault, man. Just a good
Io
moonsault.
Is the Empress of the Sky, so good job, Io.
I do like Rhea. And again, this was Rhea Ripley's birthday. She can't lose on her birthday, man.
Man, Jim Ross has kissed Vince McMahon's ass on national TV in his hometown on his birthday. So don't tell me what WWE won't do.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's her birthday, man. She couldn't lose on her birthday.
Man, she could have. If she wore her birthday suit, I might consider it. But for now, next.
All right, so here we go. Trying to get. I have a. So they didn't have a good opening graphic, so I'll just use one during the match. So we had Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I'm saving Cena for last, of course. What a great match. These guys, I don't know if it's their best match out of the 4. I think their best match might still be the Hell in the Cell with Cody and the torn pec. This was damn good, though. Damn good match.
I actually think that their first match at WrestleMania 37 were 38, 37, 38, 37, where Cody came back. I actually think that was their best match because it was like
38, I think, in Dallas.
38,
right?
38 in Dallas. Yeah. I actually think that was the best match of them because there was no storyline up to it. And it's one of WWE's top 50 matches of all time. And so when you look at that match and go back and look at it, that match had everything in it from two people that hadn't wrestled each other in a while and a lot of mystery to it. The fans in Texas made it a really good match. The Hell in a Cell was a very great match because when he pulled off his jacket and he was showing that his pec was ripped and everything like that, I think that the reason why that match gets so much accolade is because of that. It wasn't necessarily a great match. It was just like, how in the hell are you wrestling with a torn pec? So from the grit standpoint, I think that was a very gritty match. But the first match that they had at WrestleMania 38 was like spectacular. Spectacular.
So there was a moment in this match that made me go, holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know what possessed Seth Rollins to do this.
He's never done it before, ever. Right.
And he does hit it. But where did that come from? Like, did the producer say, like, hey, so Seth, man, I've been thinking we should get you on a coast to coast here, and you're gonna just jump and hit Cody. And Seth was like, yeah, let's do that. Like,
I can do it.
I'd have been like, well, see, I think what's gonna happen. They're like, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's amazing. It looked great. It's I mean, just look at that.
Yeah,
that's amazing. But it looks like he did actually hurt himself this time. Maybe could be a work again. You know, now that he's already done it once, now we don't even believe him if he's hurt. But he hit his shoulder pretty good after this, and you could see it through the rest of the match. They finished, but he was feeling it. No.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing about Seth Rollins is that if you put him on the line and tell him, I want you to do some incredible stuff, he repeatedly will go to that next level. Repeatedly goes to that next level. And to do a coast to coast face first, insane. That's 15 feet across. 15 feet across.
And I'm wondering, like, how do you even practice for this? And I'm assuming Cody does a great job here because he's lifting his body up to be able to receive it, versus if he still got it down, there's no way Seth gets to him. There's just no way. Like, I know Seth's athletic, but I'm not sure Logan might be able. I mean, without the help of Cody getting up, though, I don't think even Logan Paul could hit from that angle. But
well, I think that Cody also was looking to not get hurt too, because if he's stiff when the Seth hits him, he ain't got nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? So,
right, crazy, super crazy. And then we had this moment. We both called it right. It happens. He overcame. He's now 1-3 against Cody. This is part of making the vision look strong, only for a weekend. But this was the right move, and from this moment, there was just a lot of things they could do from this outcome. That I think that's why they blew up the vision so quickly, Ron. I got a feeling he's actually hurt. Otherwise, there'd be no reason to blow it up.
That's true.
They
That's
could
true.
keep
But what's gonna
they could keep planting those seeds. You know, he was kind of planting those seeds of I was able to do this without anybody. I don't need anybody. I chose you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. And then they squashed him, right? Why? Why do that now?
But I also want to say that they started talking to him. So that's where it starts to be a little bit of a controversy. Like, is it truth or is it Memorex? Right. So wait a minute, for those of you that don't know what Memorex is, that was a cassette that you could record things and then listen to it later on in the day. There was no DVRs and all that sort of stuff. You had to actually do it. So is he going to do it again and say, I got hurt, and then they come back and pull the wool over everybody's eyes? It's a possibility. I thought that maybe it wasn't, but you're right. Why would they blow up the vision so quick?
And, and I thought like I did like that moment where he goes and he grabs the watch, the WrestleMania 40 watch that Cody gave him. And he's like, I'm going to go use this. And then he decides not to. But then he figures like, I'm losing this match. I can't beat Cody without that, like doing that. And then he follows through. This is great. I just enjoyed this a lot. Again, I feel like Cody as well as Seth can put together a really good match with most people they get in the ring with. They're just really
and to have
fantastic.
and to have those two talented individuals in the ring at the same time against each other, that's something that they could really make a history-defining moment by making these guys really go after it. Very similar to how Punk and McIntyre went after it.
Oh
like,
man, so good.
They could they're industry specialist superstars right now. They could really turn the tide of the whole entire professional wrestling world on its ear by just having a series of matches against each other and just calling it good. A best of 7 series or something like that. And already Rollins is up 3-1. And he's like, you know what? I've beaten you. I mean, Cody's up 3-1. He's like, let's have a best of 7. And all of a sudden Rollins wins the next 2 to make it 3-3. And then they have another match at WrestleMania 43 to say in Saudi to say, okay, who is the best between all of us? And you don't even need a belt at that time to do that because everybody want to see. But I just am writing in my head and it sounds good and I should be on WWE's writing team.
Right. I feel like you missed your calling, man. You could have saved us from the last 6 months. You could have saved wrestling if you had just chosen a different path, Ron. You should have been a creative writer and producer, and somehow you ended up in mortgages.
All right, that's what I'm saying. So, one of my greatest calls ever was to have Stone Cold and The Rock wrestle in the cage and have Shawn Michaels be the special guest referee at WrestleMania 15 and have Shawn Michaels turn heel and help Stone Cold Steve Austin beat The Rock. And then they start a stable with the Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H and create this new mega group. That would have been insane crazy. But anyway, back to this.
But we didn't have too much time left to Stone Cold by that time. He was his body was shutting down.
Which is all the more he needed to be a part of.
So coming to the 5th match, and this was the 3rd match of the night. Might have been the best headliner, in my opinion. We've got AJ Styles, the phenomenal one.
Chills. When he comes out in his TNA gear, I'm doing Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm like, no way, because I'm used to him in his long pants, and he comes out in his TNA gear. Awesome.
It was great. And then, of course, Cena, the crowd's going crazy. There's never been a crowd that I have seen, probably since Stone Cold or NWO, where like most of their arena is wearing that T-shirt. Those are the two I can remember when 316 was hot. you look out in the crowd and everybody had 316 shirts.
Right. Or NWO.
Or NWO shirts. And that night in Perth, everybody had those yellow John Cena shirts, like everywhere. And I think I might get one of these because I love the fact that it had a kangaroo on it. I thought that was a good touch.
Good touch.
It was a good touch. So I don't even know where to start with this. Ron, you tell me, how did you feel watching this match?
So I was really skeptical when they first booked this match because there was zero build to it except for, you know what, I'm going to fight AJ Styles and we're going to make it happen. And it was great. And this is definitely, out of the 4 matches that they had, this is the best match of those 4. And actually, it's a match of the year candidate, just because of the tributes that they paid to The Undertaker, to Bray Wyatt, to Kazarian, I mean, they did all of these little things. And then when John Cena was going to do the Rey Mysterio 619, that was ridiculous, right? If you would have nailed that, dude, people would have talked about that, would have blown up the internet, bro.
Look, there is no way 47-year-old John Cena hits a 619. No, I'd put money on it. I lose my house. Like, there is no way he is doing a 619. He just can't. I don't know if young John Cena could have done a 619. Old John Cena definitely can't do a 619. But I did enjoy the attempt. I did like that. Here's another great. So many great pictures from this match. It was funny. So I had this. I had Robert over. He came over for the Broncos game, and then I was like, "Bro, you got to see the Cena match." So I put it on right after the Broncos game. I told him, put away your phone. You can't be on your phone. Can't be doing that kind of paying attention. You got to watch. And he really enjoyed it. And I said, one thing that's really cool about this, Robert, is every move they're doing is another wrestler that they faced. This is an homage to all of their other former rivals and friends. I mean, the locker room is tight. This is all of their friends. And this is their way of, I can't have a match with The Undertaker. I can't have a match with Shawn Michaels. They're retired. But we can do this to pay homage to them. And oh God, this was such a love letter.
Phenomenal.
Love letter to wrestling.
Yeah, to wrestling right there. And for them to have come up with this is brilliant what they did here inside of this match, because in John Cena's retirement year, he got a chance to say thank you to people that aren't involved in the sport anymore, to your point. And it was just really nostalgic from that standpoint. So bravo, WWE, Crown Jewel. If I rate it going, and oh yeah, the Fireflies in the building when Bray, like, for the fans to have not known and they immediately knew, that was like incredible.
And he had a tear when they showed a close-up of him. He had kind of a tear coming out because, I mean, look at that. Just look at that. I can't even imagine being in the arena at that moment. Like, that's beautiful. I saw an edit of this that's like kind of got the upper part of the ring or the stadium, and it, like, there's a little shadow of Bray Wyatt in there. Someone did an edit of that, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So this was such a moment. I did literally have tear. I had a tear in my eye watching this match. Just the feelings, the emotion, the near falls, the near pins, the fact that they aren't doing any of their moves. And right. At the end of the day, like, they couldn't do the same matches they did back in 16 and 17. Like, right. They're not physically those guys anymore. This ended up, like, this was such a great idea. They were able to pull it off. All of the moves they did them really well. Hopefully they looked like they must have practiced them for a while because they looked flawless. Man.
Yeah. And Walls of Jericho. So there were some Easter eggs inside of all of that, right? So you got the Walls of Jericho. So Chris Jericho's move was used. Edge's move was used. So
Oh man, when he did the acolyte,
yeah,
oh man, I was just having a good time on that one.
Yeah, a classic match. It brought professional wrestling full. Like that's what professional wrestling used to be, is that you would have a match that captivated the whole wrestling. It's like it was more than a wrestling match. It was actually entertainment that had wrestling involved in it, but you suspended reality just enough for them to tell the damn story. And that's what was awesome about it. 100% about that particular match.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be in the conversation for match of the year, and maybe that's just because of the emotion. I mean, everybody in the crowd. I mean, I was literally in tears. If you weren't touched by this match,
right,
then you're not a hardcore wrestling fan, right? You don't know everything.
Right.
When he hit the tombstone, I went.
Oh my gosh,
shit.
yes, ape shit, right?
I was like, oh my god, did he just do that? Like, and then to see the Undertaker, tweet it out, and it's just awesome, man. So the Crown Jewel show. Now, I will say, this still, I think, would have benefited from an actual title being defended on the show. I know 4 of them were already locked up in the show. So, but one of these mid-card titles couldn't have made it on. The IC, the men or women's, the United States title, the tag team titles, one of them.
Well, I mean, like if you're watching wrestling, you notice that all of the titles that are not heavyweight championships are getting buried. So this leads me to my rant for the day, Ron's rant.
Let's hear it, baby.
So right now, we had a pay-per-view that went pretty well. So it's really easy to start to get lax and be like, I'm so grateful for the fact that we had a good PLE. However, to Pinky's point, if we're not making superstars of our champions, i.e. the U.S. title champions, the Intercontinental champions, and the tag team champions, then get rid of the freaking belts, man. Because at the end of the day, you make it so that a person like Julia, she becomes insignificant just because of the fact that you've made the belt insignificant. She's the champion and we don't see the belt. So pretty soon we just forget, oh, she's still the champ? Do you want that for your champs? I don't think so, Triple H. So for what we're paying to get things done, to Pinky's point, we need to put more titles on at Crown Jewel, Night of Champions, SummerSlam. We need to put our champions in front of the audience so they can develop a I like this person or don't like this person attitude about things. There's too much 50-50 booking. There's too much stuff that's going on to where it doesn't necessarily make sense. And when we get to the Raw portion of it, right now, what's going on with the vision and everything like that, it doesn't make total sense. However, I'm sticking around and we'll see what's going on. So that's my rant for this week. Not so mad. What do you give Crown Jewel, Pinky, on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, I mean, I feel like it's at least I might say it's probably close to an 8. There's no amazing surprise or shock or anybody coming back, but it was still the John Cena match just does it for me. So I'm probably at an 8. And I think to me the match that was maybe not the greatest was the Tiffany and Stephanie Vaquer, and it was still good. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay, I would give it a 7, 7.5. I think that we're not in the 8 stratosphere yet. Like I got to feel my blood pumping more than just one match.
Fair enough. Well, let's talk about this for a moment. Let's talk about it. Were you shocked about this?
Yes. And as soon as you hit me up and you're like, something's crazy went on Raw. of course, I'm like in the middle of my work day, but I'm like, I got to see what's crazy and everything like that. And I got to the end because I went to the end first, and I'm like, holy smokes, they really did this right now after they just won over the weekend. This doesn't make any sense, right? Until I find out that Seth Rollins may have injured himself. But then my mind gets to that skeptical space of like, is that a work or is that truth or what's going on? Because he took a pretty healthy spear from Braun Breaker, and then he got tsunamied pretty heavy when Bronson Reed went through. So I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he separated his shoulder, tore his pec. There's certain things that if you do that, it hurts, but you can still deal with it, right? So maybe that's kind of what happened. There's just something about it feels off, but he did hold his arm kind of set for most of the night when they came out at the beginning, and then when they did their little backstage thing, and then when they came out again, he was holding his arm kind of tight with, and again, I guess if you're trying to portray that you have an injury, you would do that. But it's something's off. Something's off.
Yeah.
Oh.
For them to have given up, for them, like Seth Rollins, I mean, you got Gunther that's going to be coming back here soon. You got, I mean, there's so many different weapons there. You got LA Knight, Jey Uso, CM Punk, and now you're going to throw Braun Breaker in there now? I don't know.
Which, like, to me, I mean, obviously, also with Raw, you had, the triple threat three-way that happened, and CM Punk, LA Knight, Jey Uso to end the show. Like, to have that image of CM Punk being the number one contender and then having Seth Rollins hurt, now CM Punk doesn't get his revenge. Unless they're setting up a work again somehow. Like he wins the title in a match with someone like Braun Breaker. He beats Braun Breaker, gets the title, and then all of a sudden Seth comes back out again. Now he doesn't have a Money in the Bank briefcase this time though, so I don't know how you make that work. But
or CM Punk says, well, I'm the number one contender, so I should win the title because Seth isn't able to fight. And Seth's like, no, I'm never going to let you win this title this way. We're going to have a no DQ match right now. And then all of a sudden the Vision comes out and cost him the title. That's something that could happen, but I don't know. It sounds
losing
good.
your run. There we go. There. Oh, now you're back.
Hello.
Now you're back.
All right.
You cut out for a sec.
All right, but at the end of the day, my boy won, CM Punk, which is always awesome. Seth Rollins got flattened on his ass, which I really appreciate that because I told you I hate Seth Rollins till the end of it. I hope that his arm turns up sideways and he sticks it straight up his candy ass. Because at the end of the day, I put it to you like this. You cost my boy the title and made him look like Drew McIntyre in 5 minutes and some change because you had a hoax that I called the whole time. How come you couldn't see that, CM Punk? How come you couldn't see that? I did. Are your eyes bad? You need to wear glasses to the ring? What is happening?
Oh, man. So there's one other thing we got to talk. Well, there's two things I wanted to mention real quick. So one, I'm trying to see if I can find a good graphic of it. I don't know if you caught it, but there was the Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez match. Did you catch that match?
I did.
Pretty good match overall, right? Pretty good match. I've got a question, and I don't do this very often, but I got to question Bayley's ring attire. And again, I can't find a good picture of it. Did you notice her ring attire was a little too tight?
Yes, I think that Bayley's gained some weight. and she had a BBL too earlier this year.
I don't know. She's still got a BBL.
No, but she had more added to it.
So, but she also went and got a boob job. And that's what I was kind of talking about. So I think we can kind of see it in this picture. Every 30 seconds or so, she was pulling her thing up. And I'm like, girl, if you got to pull it up, it's too tight.
Right.
Like if once you put that on and we're like, whoa, wait a minute. And when I move around, I got to keep, to me, I notice it. It's just kind of distracting to me.
Yeah.
When they're not, when it's not fit right,
girls are popping out.
You got to keep taking it up. So fun match though. I thought they did great. I do enjoy this like Bailey bipolar thing they got going on. Lyra slapping her to get the aggressive side of her to come out. I thought that was really fun. What I wanted to rant about, and I'm sure you can get in on this. So Lyra and Bailey beat Roxanne and Raquel.
Yes.
And 5 minutes later, as Stephanie Vaquer is getting her flowers, they come out and start whining that they should have been in the. Roxanne Perez starts whining. She did a good job of whining. But when we just saw you lose 5 seconds ago, how can you come out and challenge the champ? What did you do to deserve it?
What did you do to deserve it? Right. This is where bad booking comes in play.
Now, I like the idea of Roxanne and Stephanie. We will get some fantastic matches out of this feud. And probably Raquel will get in there too. Raquel and Stephanie, right? We will get some good matches out of this. But this is not the way to start that.
One of the things that shocked me is I didn't realize how tall Stephanie Vaquer is. She's a pretty big girl. I didn't think of her as like a big girl. I thought of her as actually a tiny girl. But when I saw her on the video, I was like, wow,
I think those boots have a little bit of a lift since she wasn't wrestling. That might have been a little bit of a lift. But yeah, she doesn't look that, diminished next to Raquel.
Yeah, because Raquel is a big girl. Like I wouldn't wrestle Raquel. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean,
I'd wrestle her all gas, no brakes, baby. I'd make it happen.
I think that because it's your wife's birthday, I think that she would kill you. Literally, like she would be the third man in the ring, and you would have no chance. That's
no, my wife would she'd look at Raquel and be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, try it." Raquel gonna beat you. My wife would set it straight real quick.
Real quick, yeah. Don't make me embarrass your WWE ass, right?
So, I thought that was one of the things that I was like, man, Ron's gonna hate this because even I hate it. Like, you can't be a bunch of losers and then come out and challenge the champ.
Yeah, you can't challenge the champ, right? I mean, it was a great promo if they had just won.
Right.
Dude, I'm in this tag team match and we just won, and that could sense some dissension between Raquel and Roxanne that, dude, I'm in this tag team match and I won, but let's be real about it. I should be the champ right now, right? Wait a minute, what are you talking about? We're tag team. No, get out of here. I'm trying to talk to her, right? So then the wrestling becomes real. You tell the freaking story, man. Tell the story. Let the story breathe a little bit. All of a sudden you have a loser that's a great wrestler. I talked to you about this a couple months ago about Roxanne Perez coming into the main roster and she loses so much. Why?
Well, now, I mean, they've kind of turned that around now. She's won quite a bit lately. So they have done a good job of and kudos to Roxanne. She's had the most matches of any female wrestler this year. They have definitely been putting her in and getting her some work. And she deserves it. She's awesome. She's great. I think I don't like her snotty character. I don't like her screaming in the ring when she's like, like that is annoying to me, but everything else is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, her look is getting better. If you look at her ring attire and everything, they got her hair like straight and everything like that. Roxanne should be in the main event scene. She should be challenging Rhea Ripley and Io Sky and all that, but they've kind of relegated her to just be the behind the scenes girl. So that's unfortunate. But Stephanie Vaquer, she's doing what she does, and I just think she's going to have a long title reign. And I think that WrestleMania 42, I call it here right now, Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship.
That one's too easy. I'm not even gonna give you credit for that, Ron. Like that one's just easy. Like they've already booked it, man. That's already in the works. Like I don't know how they make it happen, but they're gonna make that happen for sure. I will say with Roxanne, I think what they're trying to do is build her popularity up. She doesn't quite have that same it factor. Like Stephanie has a certain aura about her. She just does. Her presentation, her music, like everything is great. Bless you. Roxanne just doesn't quite have that aura. I don't think Julia quite has that same aura. And I think that's what they're kind of battling with. If they're fantastic in the ring, they are main event scene characters in the future. I can absolutely see both of those ladies, but they're not quite at that popularity yet to get there. And again, I don't know how you exactly pull them up to that level yet.
Get them a manager. Get them a manager. Put them in the stable and have a manager talk for them until they can talk for themselves.
I mean, I think we can agree. I think the Judgment Day is not doing them any favors at this point. I just think the Judgment Day's kind of run its course. Dom kind of doesn't need the Judgment Day. Raquel and Roxanne really don't need the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan definitely doesn't need the Judgment Day when she gets back. And then, so you just leaves you with Finn Balor and JD McDonough. So, but they just need to kill that. They need to kill that story.
Yeah, I think that we need to have more dynamic professional wrestling matches, and having Stephanie Vaquer, there's so many challengers she can have. She can have Becky Lynch, she can have Rhea Ripley. When Liv Morgan comes back, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, they can develop her. There's so many different Lyra Valkyria, although I'm not a big Lyra fan, but she's gets the job done.
I'm not a huge Lyra fan, but I think we can at least both agree she's stepped up her game this year.
True.
I think she stepped up her game. She still doesn't do anything for me where I'm like, woo. No, that's not me. I'm like, whatever. But
I thought that was Ric Flair.
Woo! There we go. God, so I just feel like they're not Roxanne, Julia, very great competitors in the ring. They have all that it takes inside the ring, but their character and their aura just isn't quite there yet.
I'm just thinking, I'm going to redact my obvious message for Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Vaquer in exchange for Bianca Belair and Stephanie Vaquer at WrestleMania 42.
Whoa. Easy, Ron. Easy. You really?
Yeah. Because Bianca's on the sidelines right now, so she's going to come back at Royal Rumble. And when Bianca is ever in anything, she's fantastic. And I think it's going to be her and Rhea, the last two people in the ring or something like that. And something's going to happen, whether it's somebody's going to come into the ring and throw Rhea out or something like that so that she can have her match for WrestleMania, and Bianca Belair will win. Because they've been teasing Bianca versus Rhea for a long time, one-on-one. But I think that that's going to be one of those matches that we have in Saudi Arabia, and that'll be with Bianca and Stephanie Vaquer starting a feud, because I think Stephanie would win at WrestleMania, and I think that Bianca would get a rematch sometime at SummerSlam or something like that, and then they would go on. But anyway, I digress.
I mean, you're that's interesting. Again, they don't have to rush the Stephanie and Rhea match. Like that's such an easy one to make at any point in time. Like anytime they can make that. But I do think Stephanie Rhea is a much bigger match than Bianca. Bianca's great, but she's not quite at Rhea level.
The thing that I see as a tie to this, because you don't watch the whole ball bounce, right? I watch the whole ball bounce. So if Bianca fights against Stephanie Vaquer and either wins the title at Mania or wins the title at SummerSlam, there's this chick named Naomi that didn't have lost the title because she had to relinquish it. And she says she's coming back for whoever's the champion at the time. And what better way to get that feud reignited is to have Bianca and Naomi now fighting for the title.
Hey, I may not watch balls bounce, but I do watch some things bounce from time to time, Ron.
You need to go to the gym more often, bro, and you can see them. You know, guys, we just really appreciate you tuning in and watching Smack Talking Raw. Drop a like or comment. We really appreciate your feedback. You know, we get a chance to talk with a lot of people. We have a guy that has over, 70 signatures on his chair. Pinky met John Cena. We're going to a WrestleMania soon. I'm still thinking about Saudi Arabia. I'm not going to John Cena's final match because that's too much. But we just really appreciate you guys giving us. We had our biggest watch show last week, as I said, and we just want to continue to develop momentum. We thank you guys so much. And if you guys are not really picking up where we're putting down here on Smack Talking Raw, I got 2 words for you. Suck it! See you next week, boys and girls.
Yeah. Smack Talking Raw. Ron and Pinky in the house. We the main event, yo, the crowd gon' scream. Cena hit the ring, you can see me theme. CM Punk pipe bomb, truth getting told. Stephanie Vaquer in the ring looking bold. Pinky's on the mic, Ron's got the play. Dropping hot takes every single day. Mike's blaze, crowds wild, energy tall. Monday night vibes, we bring it on. From the top rope talk.